city of Nanaimo. Take a look at it, look at its glory.
While Jagmeet shares an enormous amount of his life on social media, there are aspects that he keeps private.
Is there a partner that you have in your life that you would share with us at this time?
At this point, I can neither confirm or deny.
Very good, very good.
Good to see you.
Hi, Jesus.
Yes, yes.
Very happy to meet you, Jagmeet.
Pleasure.
Congratulations on putting your name forward. I'm
Thank you.
excited.
Come to dominate. That is clear in the final debate. Matched
The question is, do you support the continued prosecution of people just because they have mental health issues?
I'll turn it over to Guy. We can talk later.
And without further ado, I will introduce to Jagmeet Singh.
Singh is on a roll in the final days, comfortably working rooms of supporters. But even here, he's dogged by a perennial question.
Do you think Canada is ready for you, for a seat prime minister?
In the sense that the majority of Canadians are ready. There was a recent poll that came out about moving.
Campaign advisor Amnik Bali. The bride and groom are emphasizing how Sikh teachings will be central to their lives. For Jagmeet Singh, this is an opportunity to explain what was central to his political beginnings.
People have asked me about what's the story about how I got into politics. Let me tell you the real story.
Singh's own political awakening began with a meeting of friends discussing a horror on another continent decades earlier.
We were sitting down and talking about what we could do to make sure that we had support at a political level for all issues of human rights and justice, and particularly this case of Sikh genocide.
He's talking about the events of 1984 in India. Following the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi by her Sikh bodyguards, government-tolerated mobs murdered at least 3,000 Sikhs. Singh was just 5 at the time, but the memory has rippled through his community and would lead Singh and his friends to activism.
We had grown up in a community that had been so deeply impacted, and there was so much trauma in our community. People, we saw our parents, we saw our friends, families who all had lost someone. Someone had been picked up by the police in Punjab and disappeared.
It started with activism, joining protests in the Toronto area and soon moving to the political arena.
When we started talking about these things, 1984, the Sikh genocide, it came to a point where we felt like it needed to be addressed politically. There was a conversation that took place at a certain point, which was the decision to say we are now going to go from our grassroots activism and extend that into political activism.
But where and how? The group went political shopping, starting with Ontario's Liberals.
I believe it was Dalton McGuinty at the time said something like, well, 1984 was a long time ago. The Conservatives at the time didn't really even want to acknowledge what we were saying. And there was really only one political leader that stood up and defended us, and that was Jack Layton.
In 2011, Singh would be elected as a New Democrat to Ontario's legislature, where he took on a number of provincial issues. But recognition of 1984 would never be far from his mind.
I move that in the opinion of this House, the government of Ontario should recognize the state-organized violence perpetrated against the Sikhs throughout India as a genocide.
His activism has left some in the Indian government seething. He's been blocked from visiting the country. Major Indian newspapers suggest Singh's political rise is supported by those in Canada who want a separate Sikh state.
Why is it that